I'm Zane from Starboss, and today I'm going to go through what goes inside a stylist kit bag. As a aspiring stylist or fashion stylist, you are required to go out and source all of the items that go inside your kit bag. And a kit bag is pretty much just a bag of goodies that fixes any problems on set of a shoot or music video. Depending on the type of stylist that you are, then yes, there are certain things that might go in one type of stylist kit bag in comparison to another one. But I'm going to go from a general perspective, and everything I go through, even as an aspiring stylist, you could include this in your beginner kit bag. The first thing you're going to need is an actual bag to put all your items inside. I've tried a few and this is actually my favorite. It's not so big, which is handy. I do have like an extra little mini suitcase that has like loads of extra goodies. So if I'm doing music videos and stuff like that, then there's obviously a lot more, there's a wider selection for like underwear and all of this sort of stuff that I don't actually need on every type of shoot. But when you're starting out, or even just as like a midweight stylist, I think that literally everything you'll need can fit into this size bag. These are handy because they've got straps so you can wear them on set. They're see-through so you can actually just easily find what you're looking for. They've got zips and they've got pockets. I think I've got a link to this one on the Starboss website. I've actually got a selection of things on there so that it can make it easier for you to find items that have been recommended by a stylist. So go check it out. But yeah, this is one of my all-time favorite bags of all the bags that I've used over the years. The next thing I would say, firstly, is where we're at right now. Whether you're starting out, or you have sort of been doing bits here and there of styling, make sure you add a mask to your kit. I know that I've got a couple of shoots coming up and there is like so many guidelines from the studio. So these things are sort of there and available, but don't for 1 second underestimate safety and make sure you pack yourself a mask, number one. The next thing is going to be hand sanitizer, which is also something I've always had in my kit bag before COVID, but obviously now more so. I definitely just want to put that out there. Make sure you buy some and leave it in your kit bag, as well as any other bag that you have. So the next thing I would recommend, especially when you're starting out anyway, is I'm going to go through the most important things first, because as you progress over the years, your kit bag is probably going to expand and expand and expand. When you're starting out, you might not need everything. So I'm going to just start with the things that I think that you need right now. So I'm going to go with this sewing kit. Doesn't matter what type, but you need a sewing kit in your kit bag. You can even use one this small. It's just so you've got needles and thread, because occasionally you will have to stitch something or fix something, and you can't do that without your sewing kit. So make sure that you have one. I love this one. It's got loads of different threads, and then like loads of different size needles. And then it all like zips up really cutely, even though it's not. Oh, there we go, done. And then that just goes nicely into my see-through kit bag. The next thing that you will need are scissors. Oh my goodness, the amount of times that you will go on set and assume that there's scissors, there's not. Everyone needs to just take what they need. As a stylist, you definitely need a pair of good sharp scissors that don't have any sticky residue, so don't like rely on anyone on set to use anyone else's. Always have your own, always make sure they're clean and sharp, and definitely a need even when you're starting out. The next thing is a measuring tape. Yes, you need a measuring tape. These are really inexpensive and you can buy them even from like Tesco or Sainsbury's. I think I do have a link on Starboss, but also Amazon and any of those sorts of online stores, you can find that, and you definitely need that. Just to measure things, sometimes taking up hems, heights, fittings, definitely you need a measuring tape. The next thing that I would suggest that you have, even as you're starting out, is this shoe brush. In particular, the the metal side, it's got metal bristles, which is amazing to sort of clean up any scuffs on shoes, leather or suede. Really handy, also inexpensive. So yeah, recommend that you get one of those. The next thing I would suggest, well, this is probably one of the things that you're going to use the most, safety pins. This particular box I have over the years just sort of downsized, and it's just got every type of size, so large, medium and small. And yes, you should have the variation in sizes because different garments, obviously some are more bulky, so you need like bigger supported safety pins, and then smaller, less bulky things can use smaller safety pins. So get a good selection of varied safety pins and put that in your starter stylist kit bag. The next thing that I actually always have, and inexpensive, so if you've got some lying at home, then add them to your kit bag, is a pair of disposable gloves. These have nothing to do with COVID. These are just simply when you're like putting on pantyhose or tights or stockings on the model, especially when they're like really thin ones, they don't tear and they're very easy to like ride up on the legs. So that's just a stylist tip. So I would include them in my kit bag. The next thing that I would suggest in your starter stylist kit bag is baby wipes. Even though unfortunately I've actually run out, I do still have these Silk and Clean stain remover for silk. They're just wipes, but yes, baby wipes you can get for like £1 from the pound shop, and you'll use them over and over and over. They're obviously designed for babies, so there's like no bad chemicals in there. So I use them all the time because there's nothing in them that will ruin the fabrics. So get yourself a pack of baby wipes and put that into your starter stylist kit bag. The next thing that is so important are your lint rollers. I have got a link on the website of one that I really like, because you can just get that on Amazon. This is a cheapie from H&M. I mean, yes, it does the job, but no, it's not as good as this one. But yes, whichever way you decide and however much you decide to spend, you need this in your kit bag. I'm gonna pack both. The next thing that you'll need in your stylist starter kit pack, I don't know if that was right, but you know what I'm saying, clips. So there's like so many different clips out there. These ones are my absolute favorite. They're like small and they've got these like grips on the front, but they're actually like really sturdy and they tend to stay on, and they don't damage the items that you're putting on and clip in. So obviously we use clips in the back of a garment to like resize and sort of just play around with it so it fits the way that we need it to. These are my favorite, these little ones with the red, not as easy to find. For bigger stuff, you can use these bigger bulldog ones. And then there's also these. But yeah, definitely need clips in your starter kit bag. So be sure to add those. The next thing you will need in your stylist starter kit bag are nipple covers. Again, there's like loads online. These two in particular are my favorite. So these super thin ones, you just like peel the back off and then they're just like little tiny flowers. So that comes off and then it just sticks. They're barely visible, but on the odd chance they are visible. And then I do use these other awesome rubbery ones. So yeah, you get in these paper thin ones, you can get like a box. Really inexpensive. And then there's these reusable ones, but obviously you're not going to reuse them from model to model. So again, you just use these ones if you have to. But yes, you definitely need the nipple covers in your stylist starter kit bag. The next thing that you will need, okay, I've got like a variation of these boob boosters. These are handy for many reasons. The way that something sort of fits, these create a better shape. Or give shape if there's none. And then yes, there's different textures and different sizes. You probably don't need all of these when you're starting out, but I would just sort of get like a standard average size. Definitely handy to have inside your kit bag. So we'll just put one pair in there. The next thing that I highly recommend, and you most definitely need, is double-sided tape. So you use this to sort of like tape down things that are lifting. So if the model's wearing something low or celebrity for a music video, and you need the fabric to stick onto the model or the artist, that's what you use that for. Also to press, like if a shirt is opening on the side and you want it to like have a nice smooth finish, you can like press it down. There's just so many reasons that you will use double-sided tape. So invest in the good stuff, and you can never have enough really. This one's really handy to use because it's easy to cut, and then there's like a paper on the back. So you actually stick the sticky side down first and then you peel the paper off. So that one's actually really easy to use. I do have a link on the website. I'm not sure what brand, to be honest, but it should be one that, it might be that, I don't know, but you have to double check. Definitely need double-sided tape in your Stylist starter kit bag. I carry deodorant in there. Sometimes people rock up with no deodorant and, you know, just let's stay fresh. We don't want the clothes smelling. So just pack one of these in your kit bag and then it's always there. The next thing, obviously, you need a Sharpie. Just always have that for writing labels, doing your returns, several other reasons. Just have one in there. You will be happy that it's there. And then a pen, because these two things are very hard to find on set, believe it or not. The next thing that I would say you should add to your Stylist starter kit bag is tampons. Just have a few in there. Sometimes people have an emergency and you're the stylist, and the stylists are the best at, you know, saving the day every time. So add a couple of tampons in there just in case someone ever has that emergency. The next thing is having like some scarves in. You only need one really, but just be mindful to like wash it. And how you use it is literally you place it over the model's head, and then you can just do like a little tie there, and then they just wear the garment without getting any makeup on it. You probably have loads of scarves that you don't use and now you can use in your kit bag. The next thing I would definitely have in my Stylist starter kit bag is a shoe horn. Just easy to put shoes on without you having to try and get something that's tricky to slide on, like loafers and stuff like that. Just have one in there. Both men, women will use these, and you'll be happy that you've got one in there because they're definitely not something that sits in there. As you're progressing and expanding, have a variation of bras in your kit bag, different colors, strapless ones and different sizes. The same with underwear. I always go for nude thongs because they're just the easiest, and generally that's all you ever have to use. If it's like a bigger, as you're expanding, obviously you will learn over time to have a different colorway and again different sizes, but definitely with the bras because very handy. And then the next thing I would have in my Stylist starter kit bag are band-aids, sometimes just for comfort of a shoe or a toe or a blister. Band-aids always come in handy, or if anyone accidentally like pins themselves or whatever, just have some band-aids in your emergency bag. And then the last thing, I think it's the last thing I would have in my Stylist starter kit bag is a handheld steamer. Especially when you're starting out, you need one of these because you need to get the creases out of the clothing. When you're building your portfolio, you are ultimately doing this so that people can see your amazing styling technique, and if you've got creases in the clothes, it's not going to look so good. So there's loads out there. Go check them out. I love this one because it's pink, and there were proceeds that went to breast cancer. I've had this for years. I think I paid about £100, but I've been using it for probably more than 5 years. And then the last thing, if you've got one of these lying around, awesome. Again, this is just something that you can add over time. Not as important as the other stuff that I've just mentioned, but if you've got one, then go for it, is a dressing gown. This is really good to put on the model when they're getting their hair and makeup done, so before you actually start dressing them for the shoot. So if they're wearing like anything tight, obviously it, like especially with jeans, because like the seam of the jeans tends to always end up on the model's leg, so it takes a while for it to get out of their skin. So if they're dressed in a dressing gown when they're getting their hair and makeup, it's got time for it to come out of their skin. And also if they're like got the hair and makeup done and then they're wearing jumpers and then they've got to take it off, it's going to ruin their hair and makeup. So this, I think you can, oh, I don't know where I got this from, but there's loads of M&S, Primark. You don't need a hat. Argos, not Argos. You can get dressing gown from Primark, M&S, all of those sorts of stores have them. A pair of slippers if you have them. I mean, I always get these when I stay in a hotel. I don't really wear them in the hotel, and then I just use them for my kit bag. Kind of like disposable slippers, but you can probably use them more than once. And yeah, the models always appreciate them. So guys, that is all you will need when you're getting started. And the sooner you start building this kit bag, the better. Obviously, when you start doing your own test shoots, you'll use everything in the kit bag. But also when you're assisting, I would still suggest that you take your kit bag along with you. It will always impress the stylist that you're assisting. And on the odd chance, if something is missing from their kit bag and you have it, happy days. I hope you've enjoyed today's training, and I'll see you all soon.